Welcome to my channel. I am Daniel Curtis, composer, performer, speaker, and educator. Let me tell you something you might not know. Schools and prisons have a lot in common. They were designed in the same era, with the same thinking and same purpose in mind: to supervise and organize large groups of people efficiently. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Those spaces were never designed for creativity. They were never designed for innovation. They were designed for control, for organization, for the people in charge to have the simplest possible day, to ensure that people towed the line. That was considered a good day. I want you to think back to your own school days. Think about the hallway, a long corridor with a series of rooms either side. The bell that goes off and tells you that you need to move. You are then supervised as you walk to that place that you need to be. You are all in uniform. The uniform is designed for you to be the same, for you to be recognizable, to keep order, to keep control. Think about the canteens, the queues, the trays, going up to get your food and sitting down on tables very, very similar to what you would see in a prison. And also putting up your hand to go to the toilet, to ask permission to do the basic things that one does in life. I can remember sitting in rows with someone in front of me telling me what to do, telling me what the consequences would be if I failed to meet the expectations. Those consequences could be detention, some other kind of punishment. But if I succeeded, there could be a reward in place, just like in the prison system. The word deviant comes from these institutions. Deviants were people who basically did not toe the standard path. They were not doing what the guards, what the institution wanted from them. They were deviating from that path, and therefore they were deemed a problem. Those people were classified and steps were put into place to manage their behavior. This is exactly the same as what happens in schools. Examinations are part of this. Exams are sat, yes, to give qualifications, but to baseline people, to check where they are, to see what additional support, what mechanisms need to be put into place for those people to meet the standard expectation that is put upon them. Teachers are part of that system themselves. They are trapped within that system. They have to dress a certain way, turn up to a particular room on a timetable. They are watched by CCTV as they walk around the school. They also have their books scrutinized as well. Their marking. They are given appraisals. They have to write reports. There is so much that goes on that is so similar to the other institutions that we've discussed. And teachers are truly amazing, but their hands are tied. They are effectively locked up, and they can't move. They have no real autonomy or space to be able to have their own creative, imaginative thinking. My favorite definition of creativity is applied imagination. And imagination is something, if you think about it, that you associate with those who have somewhat free will, who are sat there thinking, the daydreamers. It's not something that you picture in a classroom, in a confined space, sat in rows, under exam conditions. And think about university. You are given a number. When you sit an exam, you are given an examination number. People have always been classified by numbers. That is not when you see imagination. Many people will come through school and do incredible things. But what I'm saying is, so many people are missed because they do not comply to the standard expectation placed upon them. And I was one of them. I am also a professional musician and composer. And I was told in school that music is not for you because I deviated. Instead of playing the piece of music they wanted me to, I started improvising and trying to make up my own. And I was told that that was wrong. And that thinking has stopped so many people. And we have to rethink the way schools work and operate. And so many people are out there changing curriculums. A curriculum to me is a piece of paper. It is words. Without imagination, creativity, freedom, and space, things will never improve. There will always be people like me and perhaps you who just didn't understand what school was for, who felt that their only purpose in that school was to basically meet the expectations of someone who I didn't even think half the time knew my name or knew anything about me at all. The only thing I was certain of is where I needed to go, where I needed to be, where I had to eat, what I had to do to not get in trouble. In summary, prisons and mental institutions were there to organize and supervise people, and so were schools. And that's where we're at. Old school thinking in old school buildings. And of course, there are people making massive leaps and steps to try and change things. But without the support, without us seeing that there is an actual, genuine problem, without the support and the mechanisms to force through real change, more teachers will leave the teaching industry and people will keep coming through the system without ever realizing their full potential. And that is the only thing that I care about, is that children are safe and happy and fulfill their potential to lead a very happy life. Take care.